So Riot just announced probably the least confusing, most confusing mage champion in League of Legends. Hwei, Aphelios 2.0. A champion with 10 abilities but 0 friends. And today, I'ma walk you through all the abilities and how Riot actually implemented them in a way that is not as confusing as you may think. So the lore and design of this champion is something I believe many players are going to love. He's a troubled artist who paints intense visions from his past in order to ease his mind. A very elegant type of champion which follows a similar vibe to Jhin. Now, his lore actually ties very nicely into his ability skill set, where each ability is actually categorized into Hwei's emotions. And overall, you have 3 types of abilities: damage, control, and utility. His Q skill set is his damage ability and represents disaster. You know, that emotion of wanting to destroy everything and anything around you. While his W on the other end of the spectrum is his control and sustainability and represents serenity. And his E is his utility / crowd control ability that is represented by Torment. You know, the mental suffering and depression that we all face as a consequence of playing League of Legends. I'm sure this category of abilities will be a fan favorite. So the way these abilities function are actually quite new and innovative from Riot Games. Similar to champions like Nidalee, where you can press R and change your ability skill set, Hwei functions in a very similar manner. With Hwei, all you have to do is press Q to open up the damage set of skills, W to open up the sustain set of skills, and E to open up the utility set of skills, and you can cancel any of these by pressing R. As you can see, it's almost like a menu system that actually has a better UI design than the League client itself. Now, before I get into the specifics of each ability, did you know that I'm actually a music artist myself and will be dropping a new song on the 1st of December? So if you could subscribe to my music channel and pre-save the song on Spotify, that would honestly help me out a lot. Here's a preview of my upcoming song.
I've been traveling to see you, just won't call me this soon. Yeah, no matter the distance, I'll be sure that I'm with you. I'll make sure that I meet you, cause I know that I need you. And I see your tears dripping, and I'm sorry if you're missing.
But now let's get into the details of each specific ability. Hwei's passive is Signature of the Visionary, a passive that marks enemy champions with damaging abilities for a couple of seconds. These marks can then be activated if Hwei hits these enemies with another damaging ability. After a short delay, this will then cause an explosion underneath the target, dealing magic damage to all enemies in a short range. Now, I doubt anyone is going to actually remember the names of all the upcoming abilities, so I'm just going to refer to them by how you're going to use them. Hwei's QQ ability creates a blazing fireball that flies in the target direction that explodes on the first enemy hit or at max range, dealing magic damage plus % max health magic damage to all enemies in an area. His QW ability paints a long-range devastating bolt towards a target location and after a delay strikes down, dealing AoE magic damage, with isolated or immobilized champions taking increased damage based on missing health. His QE ability paints a field of lava, dealing magic damage to enemies hit while slowing enemies and dealing magic damage per second with enemies that stay within the area. His WQ ability paints a current of swift waters in a line, granting movement speed to himself and allies for a few seconds. His WW forms a protective pool at a target location that grants a shield that increases over a few seconds if you or an ally were to remain in the area. And finally, his WE creates 3 swirling lights that circle around him, allowing his next 3 attacks or spells to deal bonus magic damage, granting mana on hit. And now onto his E skill set. His EQ ability launches a terrifying face that deals magic damage and causes enemies to flee for a brief duration when hit. His EW ability paints an abyssal eye at a target location, granting vision and locking on to the nearest visible enemy champion, while after a short delay fires at the locked champion, rooting the first enemy in its path while dealing additional magic damage. His EE ability paints a crushing jaw that deals magic damage to enemies hit and pulls them towards the center while applying a decaying slow. And now finally his ultimate ability, which as I mentioned before can be used to cancel your current set of abilities but also is an ability in itself when used as a standalone. Hwei's ult launches a vision of pure despair that sticks to an enemy champion over a few seconds, where the vision then expands and deals magic damage per second to all enemies touched within the zone while also applying a stacking percentage slow. While at the end of the ability, the vision will then shatter, dealing magic damage. Well, that was a bit of a mouthful to get through. But overall, I think Riot have done a really great job on the design of this character and is something quite unique and innovative. I really like how they've tied the champion's lore into its ability skill set and vice versa. All we gotta do now is hope that the damage isn't too overtuned. But what are your thoughts about this champion? Let me know in the comment section below, and if you enjoyed this video or found it helpful, consider dropping a like and subscribing. I make fun League of Legends content every week on this channel, such as League of Voice Chat and League of Autofill, so check out my other content if you're interested. Also, remember to pre-save my new song coming out, and I'll see you all on the next video. Have a great week. Bye-bye.